Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live. Gonna wait on some people to come in. Hello. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Tonight is gonna be a good night. Yes, it is. Hey, if you're coming in, wave at me. Let me know that you're here. Also, please share this live. You never know who you follow that could use this information because it will be valuable. Let me know who's on the live. I see some people have joined, but I don't know. So please make sure you speak to me. Say what's up or something. I see some people on. I'm going to give some other people some time to join in. Y'all, it is almost time for Christmas. So, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Hi. How are you? Y'all talk to me. Let me know who's here. So y'all know I don't like talking to myself. So we're going to have a good time tonight. We are going to be discussing what really happens behind the scenes of working with clients. Yes, we're going to talk about it. We're going to definitely talk about it tonight. Got some tea to spill. Okay, got some tea to spill. Hey, how are you? Hey, y'all, my family in the building. Are y'all ready for tonight? There is, let me just lay some housekeeping rules while people are still coming in. There is a question, like a question little thing or whatever. Right here, it's a message bubble with a question mark inside it if you have questions tonight. As it relates to anything with business, branding, marketing, courses, launching a course, launching a program, please ask those. This is the time to ask me those right now. Your hair is beautiful. FYI. Thank you. I haven't done my hair in probably like 4 days. So thank you so much for sharing that because I just don't do my hair. Today I didn't iron clothes. I didn't do nothing. I just, took a shower and got my life together and went outside because, yeah, it's that time of year. Okay, so we're gonna hop in. Y'all, let me know what do you do? If you're in this live, I want you to tell me in the comments what you do, like as far as your business goes or where you work, if you work for a corporation. I want to know who I'm talking to. So just in case I'm providing examples, I can share those examples to the people that will be on the live. So make sure you share that, please. Please make sure you share this live. I want to have somebody joining me tonight on this live. So this is going to be exciting. Let me see. Is he here yet? Oh, he is. You got to request to join. You have to request to join so I can add you because that's the only way I'll be able to add you. Okay. Oh, hi. Yes, you do. You do own a juice bar, a popular juice bar. So yeah, okay, let's see. Here we go. All right. We're live. Let's see. Hey!
What's up?
What's
Adjust
up?
my camera a little bit so I can actually be
up?
seen.
I said, you know what? Let's just go live. Let's two is always better than one, right?
Two is always better than one. That's what
Two
they
is
told
always
us.
better than one. So tonight, Evan, we're gonna talk about what really happens behind the scenes when you're working with clients. I know you and we both have experience working with various types of clients. Some are high profile, some are emerging startups or established brands, as I like to call them. And while it is a distinct honor, and people see the glitz and glam, and they see, oh, they have access to these people, and they're rubbing shoulders with these people, whatever. People see that, but they don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, and the grace that you have to continuously pray for, every single way. Sometimes in a good way, not always a bad way. Sometimes, but because the weight of the assignment is not always publicized, but because we do what we do and we carry it so well, people don't always see it, and people don't always experience it. So I know what you and I do. I like to say, and I say this, and this is just how I explain it, because a little bit of what we do has some public relations in it as well. And I know for me, I have a public relations background, and I always say, God trusts me to make people look good, right?
Oh yeah.
To protect people's image, to protect their brands, to give their clients, their customers, who they're serving, an experience, and one that they can, it's a memorable experience at that. So tonight I want to kind of talk about what it takes to work with some of these people. I'm smiling because I'm just gonna be smiling all night long because I'm excited.
I'm gonna smile too then. If you smiling, I'm smiling.
Evan, so tell the people who you are. I rarely go live with people, so I know I have some people on my live that may or may not know who you are. And so I know more people will join in as we are as we're on this live, and then I'll kind of share what I do, and then we can kind of dive into this thing.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for having me. I am one of Chastity's biggest fans, so to be able to share the stage with her is like Merry Christmas to me. Like, thank you, Big Santa. But for those who may not have ever experienced me or gotten to encounter my profile, my name is Evan Brown, better known as Coach Ev. I got a few other BKAs, but I'm a business strategist. I help visionaries turn their thing into maximum impact and maximum money. I've been doing this for about 5 years now, 5.5 years officially, but low key, I've been doing this all my life. Chastity said something in her intro that really people don't sometimes kind of realize the weight of it, the intensity that comes along with it. Some of us are here to help make people look better. And sometimes that look better is in their impact, in their money, in their presentation, in whatever way. So that's what I do. I help them look better by making sure they're getting paid, and most importantly, impacting as many lives as you can, because I have learned that if there's just an ounce of purpose attached to what it is you're doing, you are not just called to make money, you are also positioned to make a difference. And you can make $1 and a difference at the same time.
At the same
anybody else
time.
tell you you can make $1 and a difference simultaneously. People are doing it. Chastity's doing it. I'm doing it. And all of the people that we kind of love to love are actually doing it. Even if we love to hate them, they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that's what I do. I've been doing it for a while. If you don't follow me, hit the button. Follow me.
Please hit the button. Follow Evan. He's super dope.
Thank you, Chastity. And most importantly, share this with your people, because I'll be 100% honest with you. I've come with my Christmas cocktail, and I'm ready to talk. Ain't nothing off limits.
So tell people what the name of your Christmas cocktail is.
So tonight's Christmas cocktail, now, I'm a big holiday person. I love the ambiance and the feel of what the holidays do. People are happy, or people are merry. And one of my ways to keep the merriness flowing in the spaces in which I'm invited to, or if I'm hosting during the holiday season, is to have some sort of holiday cocktail that's going to keep the merriness alive. Today's cocktail actually is called a Freaky Christmas. Now,
tell them what's in it. Tell them what's in it.
If you really with it, let me know. But it's a Freaky Christmas, and it's simply just Hennessy Maker's Mark, tropical Red Bull, a little Sprite, and some juice. And it's great for a large size for a party. It's some sangria in it too. It's a nice mixture. Just kind of keep it sweet. But it's really, it's a great thing. A great party favor, or whatever it's called, a great punch. But really, it gets everyone merry. And you all know when we get married, we have a good time. So let's have a merry good time tonight.
Yes, and tonight we're going to have a good time. And so, like I said, if you were here at the beginning of this live And if you're sharing this live, thank you so much. Continue to
Yes.
share it, because I truly believe that there will be a lot of value that will be shared in tonight's live. And regardless of what area you're in, whether you are currently working with clients, you want to work with clients, or you're providing some type of experience, whether it be to customers or something like that, you will be able to take this information and to apply it because it will be practical. And although we'll be sharing some of our experiences, we still will be giving you practical tips at the end, because that's what I believe. When we go live and we do things like this, we always need to leave people with takeaways that they can take and they can apply and they can implement. So I think, Evan, I think what I want to do is I want to share a little bit about my experience. I want you to share your experience, and I want us to just kind of interview each other. I think that will be kind of dope, just to kind of give the people an insight on what it looks like to follow. I mean, not somebody just follow me. So what it looks like to work with some of these people behind the scenes. And for those of you all who are Evan's followers, I am Chastity Nicole. I'm affectionately known as a lot of BKAs, but Chastity Nicole is always going to be my favorite. And I work behind the scenes with a lot of different high profile clients, and I help them strategize and implement best practices for their businesses, their brands, also for any types of programs or courses that they're trying to launch. I got my start out in public relations, working with country music artists in 2009. And so from there, I matriculated and continued to work maybe in higher education, the entertainment industry, just a lot of different things. And so I love branding and marketing. I love to take someone's vision and idea and showcase it to the world based on whatever it is their mission is that they're trying to achieve, and whatever it is the area that they want to serve people in. And so when Evan says something about that, don't let anyone tell you you can make $1 in a difference, I really think that we need to normalize that in 2022, because you definitely can. I've seen people do it. I've helped people do it. And so I think that's definitely something that needs to be normalized. So if you're on here and you're trying to identify, how do I pair purpose and get a profit from my purpose, then you're in the right place, because you got two people who can help you do that, who have helped several people do that and generate millions of dollars in income. Millions of dollars in income. Okay. So if they can do it, and if we can generate the figures that we generating, so can you. All right. So my experience come from if you're following me now, or if you go to my profile, you'll see in my profile I have the behind the scenes powerhouse. That name was actually given to me by a country music artist, and I didn't start really stepping into it or embracing it until I was like really confident in what I do. A lot of people see my work, but they don't know it's me. So when I say that I have been the brand voice for a lot of people on social media, so a lot of the posts that are going out and the captions that you're reading is actually me talking to you, or I was talking to you. And so when working with some of these clients, you're basically, when I start working with clients, I don't know if this is Evan's story, but when I would start working with clients, I come to them, and if not an infancy stage, then they are underdeveloped toddlers. Let's just say, I think that's a really good way of putting it. They're underdeveloped toddlers. What do I mean by that? Well, they're aware that they're a toddler. They walk, they look, and they talk like a toddler. However, they're underdeveloped as far as their brand goes. They have a vision, they know what they want. However, they don't know how to execute it or get there by themselves. And I wholeheartedly believe that you'll never get to the next level in your business or your brand just by yourself. You have to bring people alongside of you to work with you and help you in the areas that you're not necessarily strong. So a lot of us, we always talk about, I know how to brand, I know how to market, I know how to release this, I know how to launch this, but you haven't done it yet, simply because one, you don't have the bandwidth, the mental bandwidth to do it. You don't have the time to do it, or you really don't know how to strategize and implement and ideate all of the systems that you need to implement this, where it's beneficial for you and who you're trying to serve. So with that being said, that's where I come into play. I've always liked being behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is where I thrive, and I really get to get things done, and I get to produce quality work where people people, it shows up as, it's like excellent. That's one of the things I know Evan and I both, we can both share and say, anything that we produce is quality and it's excellence. Anything other, we don't produce mediocre work. A lot of people that I work with, I work alongside of, the tables that I sit on, they won't even allow me to produce any type of mediocre work. They don't pay me to be mediocre because I'm not mediocre. So with that being said, we come in and we help these people, but a lot of times y'all see these people, right? And everything, what is that old saying, Evan? It says everything that glitters isn't gold.
It's not gold. It ain't diamonds. It ain't ruby. It don't even really shine.
It don't even shine.
It
don't shine.
It actually stinks.
It
stinks. Like, type
stink. It stinks so bad, right? Like, it stinks so bad. But here's the thing, though. Just because something stinks doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's what I mean by that. I think we all start at a place when it comes to our business and our brand where we all stink in the beginning, right? We all boo-booing on ourselves. We all little babies trying to figure this out. Like, we all falling in pits. We all falling in all of these things. And we're trying to identify, how do we get to this next level? And then it's not until you identify, okay, who are the people that I'm strategically putting in place or that I strategically need to help me get to the next level? And so what my experience is that I come into that and people say they want this, but they're afraid to let go. Have you dealt with that, Evan? They're afraid to, like, they want to control everything.
Yeah, it's a real life hassle. It's a real life headache. And as annoying as it is for us and for even people that serve on teams that are a part of teams, let me encourage and let you guys know why. And if you have not experienced it, it'll be you one day. Because what happens, we hit this stage in life where we really want to be purposeful. We really want to be impactful and effective. And sometimes what we have in front of us, we're so afraid of it, or we're so unclear on it, or it's not been nurtured enough by us. We're terrified about putting it in the hands of somebody that's actually even an expert. I can be honest with you all. A lot of the mistakes that I made early, I could have avoided if I would have been willing to put what's in front of me, what's so near and dear to me, what I actually believe in, that I could do and that what I could obtain and achieve in the hands of somebody else. So basically, I became a terrorist to my own dream.
Well,
a terrorist to my own dream. I was never going to be able, and I was not able to hit the benchmarks that I wanted to, hit the metrics, make the money I wanted to, simply because I was terrorizing myself by not being willing to, hey, here, take it. This is what you do this. You're actually smarter than me, but I was afraid to. So I really became a terrorist to my own dream, and not only to my dream, but also to my team. And so that yielded absolutely no results. And then
I became a terrorist to my own dream and to my team.
And to my team.
Let's pause there. Because people, so many of the clients that we work with don't really realize, they think that they're 10 steps ahead of the people that they're leading, when actually some of the people that they're leading are 10 steps ahead of them.
Yeah.
And that's because, I think when you identify that you're a terrorist to your dream and you're a terrorist to your team, something has happened. Something hasn't happened mentally.
Yeah.
So that's when we talk about your mind being set, like a mindset and a mindset, right? So your mindset is
two totally different words.
Two totally different words, right?
Two totally different definitions.
Two totally different. Because when you got your mind set on something, like my mind is set. Okay, these are the things that I want to achieve.
Yeah.
These are the things, if I'm producing results for clients, where these are going to be my deliverables. I'm identifying what are going to be the expectations that I need to, well, how am I going to get to know this client, to identify their expectations to get them to the next level. But if we're talking and we're in the client role, you say, you know what? I haven't got to where I am because I am a terrorist to my own dream. I haven't got to where I am because I've been a terrorist to my team. How have I been a terrorist to my team? Because my mind hasn't been set on and being clear on where it is that I need to go. And so because I'm not clear on where I need to go, how am I going to lead people effectively? How am I going to lead people effectively? How are you going to lead people effectively if you don't know where you're going?
And typically, I don't want to get off subject, but typically those that are terrorists to their own dreams and teams really embody or put this term across their forehead, visionary. some of us need to remove visionary from our mindsets, our vocabulary, until we, just like Chastity just said, really lock into our mindset. Because right now, a visionary that is not locked in really is a terrorist.
A visionary that is not locked in is a terrorist. And another example of a visionary not being locked in is when a visionary got a lot of stuff just going on. It's like you have a lot going on, but what's your back end look like though?
Yeah.
What's your back end? Because it look good on the outside, but in the inside, it's a shit show.
And that's really why, as entrepreneurs, a lot of us, especially as Black and brown entrepreneurs, we are failing to make money. When people say things like Black businesses, customer service is terrible, response time is terrible, it's not because the dream, the vision, the product, the idea is faulty or not going to work. It is simply because we have not put the work into where it really matters, which is like the back end. And so now you look great.
But you know what,
you got the best photo shoots. You got the prettiest colors. You got the Canva layout to the Canva Pro layout. But your stuff is a mess from behind.
But you know why it's a mess from behind?
Why?
Because they're not involved in the behind. They're just involved in, okay, I got to get this out. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to be here. I got to show up. I got to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But it's like, you're not the one doing the work.
Yeah.
So because you're not you don't understand what the weight is.
Yeah.
You don't understand what the weight is behind the scenes because you front stage, and that's okay. Because for me, if I am hired to work behind the scenes, I don't want you worried about what's going on behind the scenes. So if we're talking about what really goes on behind the scenes when working with clients, as you coming in as an expert, and if it is your assignment to clean things up, to structure things properly, to carry that assignment, you're supposed to carry that assignment. And what I call that is a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
I call it a gatekeeper. You should never have to worry about what's going on because we got this. However, you should be very, very cognizant of how we are doing things behind the scenes, because if you keep adding things to people's plates, it's eventually going to fall down. It's like a domino effect. Things are going to fall. And so that's why I always tell people when I'm consulting people and they're saying, oh, I want to attract, these high profile clients, and they think they're going to come to me and I want to talk to them about, this is how you market. This is how you attract clients. This is how you know. No, are you an asset? Okay, are you an asset? Because just like if you're working for a corporation, people invest money into you, right?
Yes,
it costs a lot of money to invest money into you. So if you are saying, I want to work with certain people, are you going to become a liability to this person or this corporation or this brand? Or are you going to be an asset? That's the question that I have for the people who want to work with the high profile people. And now, and if you are a high profile person and you have an asset, how are you protecting your asset? But we don't talk about that though.
How are you investing into your asset?
How are you investing? How are you protecting your asset? Because I'm telling you, when you get an asset on your team, you don't want to lose your asset.
Because your asset will do things that you don't have the capacity or the time to do, which turns into money into your pocket. So for anybody who's watching this that may have even the smallest of teams, you better do your admin right. You better send her or him a Starbucks gift card every now and again. Like, protect your asset. That doesn't have to be the most expensive thing that you have to do, but one of the things.
It doesn't even have to be money. It can simply be appreciation.
Thank you.
It could just be appreciation. It could just basically say, thank you for what you have done. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for taking me from A all the way to Z, or to whatever letter that's far away from A.
Yeah.
But it's just a simple thank you. And I don't think so but you know what I've learned, especially within these last couple of years, what I've learned is you have to be okay with the appreciation that you won't get. But
that's a life principle.
That's a life principle.
That's a life principle.
Because everybody is not going to affirm you. Everybody is not going to showcase their appreciation, because some people truly don't know how. Or think that you're supposed to be doing that. No, it's an option. Like, even if you hire me to do a job and I perform it and I do it well and you receive massive results from it, I still want to know that you appreciate what I did, because like people think, oh, that's your job, you're supposed to do that. But people still should receive appreciation for what they do, because a lot of people bend over back. I know for me and my clients, I go over and beyond. That's a part. That's a part of one of my core values. We go over. Well, I'm stepping back from going over and beyond, and I'm just gonna go beyond. Because sometimes when you go over and beyond, it just get a little tricky. You know what I'm saying? It just get a little tricky. And so a lot of things can happen behind the scenes, and you bring things on yourself that the client never asked you to carry. And it's just simply because that's how the person you are.
Your description either.
It's not in your description. You understand what I'm saying? So I know one thing that I'm learning when working with clients and stuff, like it's okay to deliver. It's okay to promise them, and you identify whatever it is that you're going to promise them based on what their expectations are, and to guarantee that. However, never put yourself in a position where you overpromise and you over deliver, and then what happens? You're burnt out. You're stuck. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. When you're working with these people, you're working with any type of clients, you're working with a service-based client, you're working on their marketing, you're working on their operations, you're working on whatever. When y'all working together and when that thing ends, people will replace you. Now, you may be able to be replaced, but your sauce, that thing ain't going to drip the same. It's just not going to drip the same. So that's my take on some of those things when working behind the scenes with people. And then also, I think I mentioned this at the beginning, is the access. I'm really God really showed me something years ago when I started realizing the type of access that I was getting to people, and I identified it's because he could trust me. God can't trust everybody with access. You understand what I'm saying? So you also have to be careful what you wishing for, what you want, because a lot of people want this, but a lot of people don't know how to carry it. A lot of people don't know how to carry it. A lot of people don't know how to maintain it. And you cannot go into this expecting that you're going to be friends with these people, that you're going to be going over their house, spending Christmas and, holidays together, and things like that. You are there to do a job. Okay, you're there to do a job. You are on assignment, and whether that is a short-term assignment or it's a long-term assignment, you have to understand the assignment, right? I think that's what we all saying now. What you understand the assignment? Yeah, you have to understand the assignment. So when that assignment is up, you got to be willing to say, okay, thank you, I appreciate you. This is what I got from this. This is what I gathered. This is what we did, and then move on. Because here's another thing. When you have access to clients and you provide a certain type, and I'm going to get into this, like a little later, but you provide them a certain experience, then that's when they begin to trust you. They begin to trust you with their brand. They begin to trust you because basically I've always referred to it as this, but I'm starting to take that back now because I don't like this, but it is literally, it's their baby. Right? It's their baby. And I was talking to someone yesterday, and I was sharing with him, just a couple of things or whatever. And it's like, when you come on and you're working with people behind the scenes, and they're coming on and saying, okay, this is what I'm hiring you to do, right? Whatever they're hiring you to do is really, it's their baby. Okay. And even if you are there from the inception, from the birth of it, like it's almost like a surrogate. Like you're like, all right, either you're going to carry this baby, you're going to deliver it to them, but ultimately, you're going to deliver and give it to them. It's their baby. Or if they already have the baby, you're coming in and saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to foster your child. I'm going to foster your child. And then when the work is done, when the parent is ready to carry it, or they're ready to pivot and go another direction, you have to be okay with releasing that. That's not easy.
But I can tell you why. Let me, you don't mind, I jump in. So one of the things that I've learned the hard way, and Chastity, you're 100% right. Like, it is their baby. I think that because of the broken family structure in Black and brown communities, when we attach to or find something that is effective, that is forward thinking, that is progressive, we want to make it this like family thing. And I don't know the last time I went to the IRS website and filled out somebody's business paperwork and the term family was ever listed on there.
It's never been there.
I promise you, when we as people, especially for those who provide services to individuals, please love your clients, love what you do, but you can't care for so much. I think I've spent the last 3 months of this year helping other business owners or helping support leaders for other people's businesses and visions and endeavors, nonprofits, even churches, helping them to deprogram their mind to not care so much. That ain't yours.
I am in that season right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't want people to see caring so much as a negative thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's not only is it a beautiful thing, but it's something that was placed inside of you for a reason.
Yeah.
And it is also a part of the assignments that you could potentially be on. Mm-hmm. It's a part of your purpose, but there is a fine line, and you have to know how to balance that thing out. Mm-hmm. You got to know how to balance that thing out. You can care, but you want to be careful with caring so much. Go say, Evan, this is a safe place. Go, yeah, sip your drink. Go ahead.
Well, I've cared too much quite a bit, and caring too much has always bit me in the ass. I don't care if it was a ice cream shop. I don't care if it was a restaurant. I don't care if it was a pastor, a political leader. Caring too much has bit me in the ass. Let me tell you why. The same way y'all see these posts that we reshare, I think is a very true statement, that in corporate America, if you die tomorrow, you'll be replaced in maybe 3 or 4 days.
Hello,
it is the same.
You'll be replaced.
It's the same way in entrepreneurship. It's the same way when part of your life's work or part of your life skill set is to help somebody else build something else. You've got to care. But I'm going to tell you one thing that I learned the hard way. And Chastity, I ain't trying to fight with you, but I know it may cause something.
No, go ahead.
We only care too much when we have not often done the work for the thing that we're supposed to do in addition to their stuff. I'll say it again. We typically care too much.
Say it loud, though. Say it loud.
I want to scream, I got white neighbors. We care too much when we have not done the work to do what else we're supposed to do. Like, I think I see this in Twitter a lot, both and. Let me tell you something, and I'm a firm believer in this. If you're only doing one thing, you're doing something wrong. You're not going to tell me that as gifted and as skilled and as talented as you are, that all of your eggs are in one basket. You don't even date like that.
I don't even date like that.
So why would we put our careers, our professions, our professional skill sets in the same capacity? Nah, love, do that, but do this too. Nah, bro, do that, but do that too. And then what you do, you put yourself in a position where now you're back in control of not just your life, but also with your time.
With your time.
Because when you care too much, your time boundaries, they just don't exist.
Your time boundaries don't exist. You always picking up your phone. You always available.
Texting back.
And I'm telling you all, as we're talking about, going back to what we're talking about, what really happens when working behind the scenes with clients, you have to know that these are some of the things. Your life is going to be interrupted. Yeah. The quality of your life is going to be highly affected based on the people that you're working with and how much you care. Mm-hmm. How much, if you don't have, and basically what this is resulting in is making sure that you're having clear boundaries, like between yourself and your clients. Because if you don't have the boundaries that you need in place with your clients, then they're ultimately just going to do it. If you're always available and they know they can always call you, no matter what time it is, what day, they're going to call.
And guess whose fault that is?
And that's your fault. That's not their fault. If you're always available, you're always available. Always. See, this is the thing. I remember
Break it down.
I was designing something. And I was talking to someone, and they said, I was like, I got to identify like what the responsibilities is, what the description of this role is going to be. They said, nah, we don't have responsibility. No, she said, we don't have, it's a job description and all that. She said, you have functions, you have responsibilities, right? And so it's up to you to identify what are my functions going to be as if I bring this client on. Identifying, yes, what their expectations are, identifying what are their needs, but okay, how does this align with my company values, and how does this align with my personal boundaries, depending on what type of company you have, if it's a boutique agency or if you just like a solopreneur and you have a, whatever, it's just you and you performing services for your clients and stuff like that. And it's like, you have to identify what are the boundaries that are going to be in place. See, and that goes back to the relationship, because with me, I have clear boundaries in place. Those boundaries are not going to be interrupted for anyone. All of my clients think that they're the only client, because that is the type of service that I produce. There's no way that I can afford the type of lifestyle I afford and raise a child who's, I just paid $200 for one pair of shoes that he probably won't be able to wear in March, and do a lot of the other things and support people and whatever by having one client. That's not gonna work. What did you say? So I know how to make people feel like they're the only client. And but you got to be careful with that, because making people feel like they're the only client, mentally they're gonna think they're the only client. So when you say no and they be like, what? They're gonna get confused by that. They're gonna get confused by that, because they're gonna be like, but you used to. I stopped though. And see, that's the beauty of me. Lord, I'm not gonna say Lord forbid, but Lord willing, I'll never have to work for a company or corporation a day in my life again, right? I'm 6 years in from being a full-time entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur since 2009, but 6 years in being a full-time entrepreneur. And that's one of the reasons why I left corporate America, is because I did not want to work for anyone else. One, because I always knew I knew more than my bosses and my supervisors. So it's like, you really can't tell me that, because I know more than you. Like, the results show clearly, but that's just my confidence. But and so that's the beauty of being a contractor. I'm not an employee. So
what's that word, Cassidy?
I am a contractor. I am not an employee. Okay? You are my client. I'm not your employee. However, this contract is going to clearly outline what I am going to provide you with. They're also going to clearly state what the boundaries are going to be. And all of this is going to align with what your expectations are and why you're hiring me. But if I decide that enough is enough, I can do that, because I'm not an employee.
And let me just add this in real quick before we go any further. For those that are watching, if you're wondering what are the benefits of being a contractor, it is everything that she just listed. You are legitimately able to decide what you will and what you won't do. If you are a service-based business of any kind, I don't mean photographer, strategist, designer, you probably want to take the contractor route. You can set your price point for what it is, and you can negotiate based upon whatever it may be. But most importantly, it's flexibility. Now, I'll tell you this, most contractor type positions do not come with certain benefits. And at that moment, it's you choosing benefits, and honestly, most times benefits are freedom.
Yeah, benefits are definitely freedom.
You can go get Obamacare and get Humana for dental and have a state-of-the-art package paying $80-something a month. And if you bundle it up together, boom, you're in a good situation.
You're in a good situation.
There are benefits with being a contractor instead of being a full-time
employee. Yeah, it's the flexibility. It's the peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's the ability to say, I'm not working on Fridays and Mondays. You can't call me. My out of office is on. I'm going to respond. I'm going to be off for a week.
Yeah.
I'm off for the rest of the year. Like, there's no work being done whatsoever. I don't even have an out of office on, because I have my assistant, but I don't have my out of office on, but as of tomorrow, it will be on. So those are the beauties of working as a contractor. However, I don't abuse those, So if we're talking about what goes on behind the scenes, if working with clients, and if you're a contractor, don't abuse that, because they are trusting you to perform a service, and they're trusting you. It's like, okay, get the job done. Me personally, I've never had to worry about a client feeling like I didn't get the job done, because what do I maintain? I maintain all records. And so we're going to talk about that, Evan. I think that's something that we should move into, is talking about 3 ways to be effective and efficient.
Okay.
Effective and efficient when working with clients. Okay. I'm going to give some, and I want you to give some. All right.
Okay.
So here are some of mine when we talk about practical things that are important. And I wrote them down because I want to make sure I stay on topic, because I be drifting. Okay. But provide an experience, y'all. This is like one of my number one things. Provide an experience. So customer service is company focused. It's not customer focused. It's not client focused. Customer service is company focused. So it's like, if you are building a brand, if you're building a business, and your business and your brand is going to offer services to clients or your customers or things like that, you want to identify, okay, what is going to be the experience of my brand? How do I want my customers? How do I want my clients to perceive me? And so how do you want them to interact with how do you want them to interact with your company? What do you want them to say about you while they are a client of yours? What do you want them to say to other people about their experience with you? Okay. So always provide an experience so good that it makes it hard for them to leave you. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, I think I just said, we just kind of talked about it a little bit when we talked about boundaries and things like that. It's okay to say no.
Oh God,
you don't have to be a yes person.
You don't.
You're the expert. When a client hires you, they're hiring you because you're the expert. They're hiring you because they need you to perform a service that A, they can't get done by themselves. 2, they don't have the time. 3, they don't have the team. They actually still just don't know. So if you're at a meeting, if you're at the table and they want to do all of these things, and while everybody's saying, yeah, I think you should do this, you should do this, as the expert, you have to put on a different hat. I know me, as I was telling Evan once before, like I think all women have this superpower, is that, because I work with a lot of male clients. So it's like, when they want to do things and they all over the place, I'm the one that's saying, hey, let's take a step back. Let's think about this.
Bring it on in.
Bring it on in. Let's think about logistically, what does this look like? What are the other things that you have going on? So I'm the strategist, and I'm the person that's saying, okay, what does this look like logistically? What does this look like practically? Okay. And so sometimes I put right here, sometimes a client's request a service that is not what's most practical or best for their business. And so rather than spending a lot of time trying to figure out how certain things can get done, wasting their money or just whatever, just tell them no. And it's okay with saying that. If you're not going to be available for a meeting and you know that you're going to be out, I had to learn this the hard way this year, right? I had to learn this the hard way, y'all. I was all the way out enjoying my vacation in Jamaica. And I barely got to enjoy my vacation, paid money, because I was working the entire time. The entire time I was working. So I called my accountant. I was like, look, I'm out here in Jamaica working. I was like, so this is going to have to be a tax write-off.
Right off.
He was like, okay, just make sure you keep your receipts. Did. So we about to write this stuff out. So it's okay to say no when you are working and you on vacation, or you got your family in town, or you're going on a date, you're spending time with whatever it is that you're doing, and your client has something going on. Either ways that you can say no, but you can still benefit your clients, is making sure that you schedule certain things, if it can be scheduled, around whatever it is that your client has going on. So how do you do that? I think Evan may talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to talk about how to do that, right? And then my other thing is document everything.
Everything.
When I tell you document everything. From the initiation, from you working with the client in the beginning, to the whole process, to the end. I'm talking about maintain all of your records, maintain all of your communications. Don't erase any emails. Don't erase any text messages. I've recorded some conversations with the clients. Okay. Maintain your records, document your accomplishments, your meeting minutes, your wins, your woes, all of those things, because all of those things play a part in what you do and what you make up behind the scenes and the results. Because sometimes people forget.
Quickly.
They forget what you've done. And so sometimes you just got to remind them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You just got to kind of outline it for them. Like, look, this is where you started, and this is where you at now, because you hired me. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the things I have. One of my favorite things to say is, it'll never be my word against yours. Ever. You will never be able to say, well, she didn't do this. Well, no. If we look right here, this is here, and this is what you said. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Evan, you have anything to add?
Oh yeah, I got a few that I think may help. So one of the things that can help any business owner, whether you're working with a high profile client, or if you're just trying to run your own business and trying to be your own brand strategist, in addition to being the CEO, marketing director, admin, product designer, whatever it be, is first thing, try to stay 60 days ahead.
Mm.
I will tell you all what COVID showed me was that in the drop of a dime, everything can change. We went from being outside one day to literally being stuck inside the next day. And being ahead of my clients was the space in which I was able to provide a level of security on how we can still move forward. Because I can be honest with you, it's easy to adjust what's already there than to create from new. Yeah. Especially in a time of a crisis. So for example, if one of my clients had a 3-day event that we were planning for April of last year, boom, March 15th, the world shut down, can't go nowhere. Well, the pivot was, okay, you know what, we're going to adjust the price point, make it a virtual, get a StreamYard, put some branding on there, and then boom, now we still have this experience. And all we really have to do is refund the people that have paid for the registration purchase to be in price, what, $40, $50? And guess what? There's still a return on investment. Now everything is a little bit more low maintenance. We can now offer the replays as a part of the registration package, but being 60 days ahead is my personal goal for me, but it's implemented for my clients. Now, when it comes to me, I'll be like 7 days, but we're working on that.
We're working on it.
Staying 60 days ahead will always, always, always help you, no matter if it's for you or for them. The second thing I would definitely say is be willing to pivot. Another thing that I learned last year.
Wait, hold up. Wait.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Be willing to pivot. Pivot. P to the I to the V to the O to the T. Pivot.
Wow.
I'm telling you all, like, pivoting will save your heart. It'll save your mind. It'll save your sleep. It'll keep you in perfect peace. It'll even say keep money in your pocket if you're always willing to pivot. Now, I'm going to tell you a true story. I haven't always been willing to pivot. I would quickly pivot for everybody else. But for me, because I knew my skill set, I knew my goals, my dreams, I know what I saw about me, pivoting was like the last resort. Let me tell you something. Do not marry your current method for how you do stuff. Because as a business owner, as a entrepreneur, as a visionary, you've got to be able to adjust with the times and the trends. Hear me. You cannot marry your current method because you've got to be able to adjust with the times and the trends. The times may say, we can gather in person. So all your conferences, all those workshops you want to do, boom, can't be done like that. But you can't give up on what you're intending to provide just because it's now virtual. Trends. The trend may be like, boom, okay, you know what? This may not be safe. Or trend may say, change the color scheme. Trends may say, advertise in a new route. You've got to be willing to adjust to the trends. One thing that we all had to do, myself and Chastity included, especially in the last 6 months, as not only being great business strategists and monster minds for other people, we had to step into the role of being a damn content creator. We had to quickly learn how to point, edit videos, find better lighting.
Oh, Evan, I've been doing that. I've been editing, doing all. I mean, you know, listen.
So
but I had to learn how to point. I had to learn how to point.
Cause that pointing at them videos, I hated doing it, but it was a trend. And let me tell you something. That trend increased my followers, increased my digital imprint because it was on trend for what was going on. Like we have to be willing to adjust and pivot with the times and the trends, no matter what. This is not on my point, but another thing you've got to say, forget how you feel.
Ooh.
You've got to say.
About feelings?
We talking about feelings. What did Jasmine Sullivan say?
I don't know, but I got it's a lot of feelings.
Said, get out your feelings.
Get out of them. Well, I don't know. Let me go with your point. Go with your point.
Okay.
Let me hear your point. Let me hear your point.
Because feelings will automatically lead you to failure. You don't have to agree. I lived it. Trying to always do what the blank you feel is a doorway to failure. I don't care. You can't convince me otherwise. But I'm telling you something. Feelings will say, sleep in, and I don't want to do this today, which will lead you to failure.
Yeah.
But you saying, you know what? I may not want to do this. I didn't want to point them damn letters. I didn't want to do any of them stupid pointing videos. But let me tell you something. I had to say, forget.
But how does that relate to, how does staying out of your feelings relate to working with clients though?
Because it's not your job to feel, it's your job to do. I can guarantee you this, Chassie. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you love majority of the stuff that you create for your clients?
What do you mean? Do I love it?
Do you love it? Do you like it? If you had to say, you know what, personally, would you do some of the stuff you do for your clients? Would you do it for you?
As far as what I've created for them and how much I love it?
Not that part.
Oh, okay.
From a cosmetic, from an internal standpoint, do you feel it every time you do it?
I don't feel it every time I do it. I don't feel it every, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't feel it every time I do it, because what I do for the clients are for the clients. So as far as when we're talking about like framework and it's like strategy and things like that, then yeah, I will do some of those things.
That part, yeah.
But like but some of this stuff, like what my clients want and things they want, I necessarily don't always feel it, but I'm gonna get the job done because that's what I want. That's what I was taught on. That's what I was raised on. As far as my background from a child, and also all of the clients that I've worked with over time, there are no rooms for excuses on why certain things can't be done. Even as an expert, and they're trusting you to get something done. Yes, you can offer your input as an expert, as an authority in what you do. However, at the end of the day, what the client want is what the client get. So that means I may not always feel it, but if we're talking about feelings and, you know, like your feelings being hurt or something like that when working with clients and stuff like that, people say stay out of them. Psychologically, emotionally,
it's almost impossible.
It's almost impossible because you're human at the end of the day. And so my method for that is always, okay, give yourself some time to identify, why do you feel this way? Is there something that you need to change? Because I also feel like our feelings teach us a lot about ourselves, right? Whether it's you're working with someone in business or you're in a relationship, you think about you being in a relationship with someone and they hurt your feelings, or you feel something when they give you something that you never have. Like, okay, what is that feeling that you're experiencing? So my thing is, I don't ever say get out of your feelings. No, you'll get there. Embrace it first. Identify why you feel the way that you feel, and then come up with a plan so you don't feel that anymore. Or if you do feel that coming, okay, how are you going to protect yourself? Because it is not up to your clients, the people that you're working with, to protect you from your feelings or to protect your feelings. That's your job. Even if you've been mistreated, even if you've been disrespected, even if you've been any of those things, you still got a job to perform. But one thing I always tell people, when you are working with clients and you're working with their teams and you're working with all of these different things, you're going to deal with a lot of things behind the scenes that people really just don't know. Me, I've within the last 2 years, I can't count, maybe like between 8 and 10, I've dealt with 8 to 10 different teams. So that's
a lot of personalities at one time.
It's a lot of personalities. And one thing I really truly believe that God has given me a strength for is managing personalities and people well. I do a lot of solids. You understand what I'm saying? So one thing that I won't tolerate, like when working with people, I don't care who you are, I don't care how much money you make, I don't care what your name is disrespect or anybody mistreating me. Because if we're going to go back, so when we talk about contract, I'm a contractor. So I get to decide if I want to be here or not. It's never about the money, because I'm never hurting for that. Let's be very clear. However,
and if your contract is right, I dare you to fire me. You still gonna have to pay me.
And that's where you got contract and you got clauses in there. You know what I'm saying? You got the terms and conditions and, you know, all of those type of things. So make sure you have an attorney on staff. That means, you know, retainer. That's all I can say. But it's like you want to definitely make sure that you are, one, representing yourself well, your company, because what did I say about customer service? It's company focused, not client or customer focused, right? So you want to make sure that you are providing great customer service when you're dealing with people, because I never want people to say, oh yeah, I dealt with her attitude was horrible, or she wasn't welcoming, or she didn't embrace, or she didn't do any of this, because that's one of the benefits for me as having a boutique agency and working with clients and doing things behind the scenes, is because I get to be as personal as I want to be. Now, I have learned a very valuable lesson in my personality, and I can't change who I am, because this is what kind of sets me apart and my company apart. However, there are some boundaries that I'm starting to put in place right now as it relates to how much of my personality I give my clients. You understand what I'm saying? Because if we're going to go back to feelings, like if you give too much of yourself, Everybody don't know how to handle that. You understand what I'm saying? You can be the nicest person, you can be warm, you can be welcoming, you can serve, you can do all of those things, but there's always going to be somebody who doesn't know how to accept that. Mm-hmm. And in turn, they're going to make up things, and they're going to, it's just not going to be well. So with that being said, you definitely have to know how to, one, manage yourself, manage your feelings, manage your emotions, because we are talking about you coming alongside of working with people, and you're stewarding their vision. You're stewarding their vision, y'all. This is all of what it's about. We don't want to forget what the main thing is. When you are hired to work with somebody, you are hired to execute. You are hired to implement. You are hired to strategize. So as you're hired to do these things, it is so easy to see what this thing once was and then what it becomes, knowing that you took part in making that become what it is. But you got to understand, some of those things are short term, some of those things are long term. So if you get caught in your feelings because of whatever reason, you got to know how to manage that. So you got to have a plan for that, right? You got to have a plan for that. So yeah. So finish your point.
No, that was a masterclass on navigating through like the marketplace, knowing what to do, knowing how to appropriate, how to compartmentalize, how to move, how to protect yourself. So if you didn't catch anything, when the replay drops, you might want to get to that segment and just say, this is how I survive in the marketplace. Well, I'm going to give you my last point. This is my third one. It's real simple. Okay. Get your social proof. If you provide anything for anyone in any capacity, get your social proof. Your social proof can include video testimonials, written testimonials, photos of people inside of your event, photos of people inside of your product, photos of you inside of certain spaces performing your service. Get your social proof. Social media is not going anywhere. This digital day and age is not going anywhere. I mean, artificial intelligence is on the rise, but it's still not going to replace this social media world that we have. And you prove here by showing that I've done what I said I did. I do what I say I do. When I've had dips in my clientele, I could always relate it back to visibility.
Yes.
People don't trust what they can't see.
They don't trust what they can't see.
How I'm going to tell you I'm a business strategist and you have no idea or no place to see anything business related? It's never going to work. How do I tell you that I'm a motivational speaker, or I'm a workshop facilitator, and you don't have any kind of points to where you say, hey, you know what? I saw that there, whether it's a YouTube, whether it's an Instagram clip, whether it's a Facebook clip. Get your social proof. And I know when working with clients, some of your clients, depending on what you're doing, what kind of service you're providing, there may be some NDAs and confidentiality agreements in there. And I'm telling you, follow those. But those are not an excuse for you not to get your social proof. Your social proof can easily be the screenshot of everything except the person that you work for.
Hello. Can I answer that?
Please.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Because 85% of the clients I work with, I have NDAs with. I have to have NDAs with them, right? But those that I don't, and they don't request NDAs, for me. Because what did I say? It'll never be my word against yours.
Yep.
For me, my attorney has put a confidentiality clause in our contracts. So with that being said, I will never let people know your information.
Yeah.
However, I will disclose your information.
Yeah.
Right? If you pick it up, what I'm putting down, because if I worked on it and I got the results, I can share what I want to share. Because in the contract you sign, and I'm going to use this for marketing, because if they don't give you a testimony, if they don't give you all of these things, what is it go back? You have your own social proof. So if your clients don't provide you with social proof, then you creative ways to get your social proof. And it's that simple. Now, for me, I'm always locked and loaded, right? I'm always locked and loaded because I know what I got and I know what I provide. So if I disclose something, just know it was me. You understand what I'm saying? Just it was me, and I got proof because I created the framework, or I created the blueprint and the structure and did it. So with that being said, like Evan said, always get your social proof because one, it is a way, it's proof to other people. One, you know what you're doing. And so it's not proof that I got these people this result, so I can get you these results, because everyone is different. However, it is proof that I know what I'm doing and what I said and what I did. And if they followed it, or if I implemented it and we worked the plan, it worked. What is that called? Process to profit. I'm going to do a whole class.
That's it. Sign up for it. Process and Profit.
I'm Process to Profit. I'm doing a whole class on it.
That's
it's coming up, y'all.
That's the master class you need to be a part of. And if you don't follow Chastity right now, just hit that button and follow her, especially if you are an independent or a self-employed or an entrepreneur, business, small business owner, whatever you want to call it nowadays. If you're doing something where you're making some money, you probably need to sit in this class to go from process to profits. I promise you, some of your processes are off.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or they're not running as smooth as they could be. So you're wasting a lot of emotional energy, capacity, all that kind of stuff, simply because certain processes can be tweaked. But in this class, in this master class, you're going to learn everything you need to know to take you from process to profit.
Come on with the marketing, Evan.
Listen, we're going to sell it, because one thing, now let me give my testimony.
Come on.
I listen to Chastity. It's not a post she makes that I don't miss. And when I need it, I'm going to say, Chastity. I called her Monday.
He did.
Monday night, Chastity just went. Well, I said, okay. But the last 2 days, I have reviewed stuff. I have reiterated stuff. I went over things. I've made changes, because sometimes you've got to have some people in your ear just give you what you need. And I'm telling you this, no matter what kind of business you have, finding a business mentor is not the easiest thing. I'll be honest with you. I've struggled. Right. In 5 years, I've still not found a business mentor. However, God has blessed me with peers who have been able to do things that have still superseded my level, or have already learned certain lessons that I don't have to lose resources and time and money if I can just ask the right questions. So if you do not have a coach, a strategist, or anybody just to pick their brain, Chastity got sessions, I got sessions. You need to sit down with
somebody. Got sessions.
I'm going to tell you this too, because I can boldly say it. You a fool if you don't win in 2022.
You're a fool if you don't win in 2022. You're a fool if you have clients and they're not winning in 2022. Okay? You was a fool in 2020 and 2021 if you and your clients were not winning, because to me, that was the easiest time to win. I just finished up doing all of our numbers, my agency numbers for this year on what I've done with my clients and things like that. And I can officially say,
come on.
Because sometimes you got to pat yourself on the own back. You know what I'm saying? When people don't. I can officially say that I generated $1 million in client revenue in 2022. I mean, in 2021.
And I guarantee you, if Chastity.
And so what? Hold up, Evan.
Please tell some more.
800,000 of that was in less than 6 months.
You lying to me?
So this is how I know what I do works, and what I do people need. So that's why I'm like, oh no, I'm not releasing anything else in 2021. I'm taking a break.
Yeah,
I'm taking a break because I clearly heard God say, "Job well done, my good and faithful servant." Let's celebrate. And you know what I'm gonna do to celebrate? I'm spending time with my family and I'm resting, because it was a long year.
And she taking me to dinner.
He gotta come. He gotta come to Atlanta first. But yeah, y'all, like I'm telling you, like, so that's when I say, when you work with the clients, it's I haven't worked with a bad client yet, because I get to pick and choose who I work with. Because I always say I'm not for everybody, and everybody is not for me. Like my homeboy told me, a lot of people follow him, but like he told me when I was talking to him on the phone, I was venting him the other day. He said it's 1 billion people in the world, Shawty.
Direct quote.
That's exactly what he said. It's 1 billion people in the world, Shawty. So what did that mean to me? If one leave, they lined up. It's definitely a line outside. That is here. So if you are in a place right now, you are following myself or Evan, and you've been on this line the whole time, you say, listen, I'm trying to attract more clients in 2022. I am trying to help
or to
people.
Sell more products.
Listen, you have 2 people here who are more than willing to support you. We have several vehicles that you can use to, schedule calls with us or do any of those things. But there is no reason that you and your clients should not be winning in 2022. If you specifically have a service-based business and you are specifically servicing clients, there is not a reason that what you offer should not help your clients win. It should help them win. Like, winning is what you guys determine based on whatever their goals are and how you can deliver a promise to them. That's what a win is. It's not what society say a win is. It's not what everybody else is doing. It's basically saying, you talking to your client and they saying, these are the goals that I have. And then you're taking what you can do and help your clients with, help them get to the results, help them surpass. Because I surpassed goals this year. Things that were not even set before me, I set for my clients, and we surpassed those. And that's why I can say I can pat my own self on the back, even when other people don't pat me on the back. I can pat my own self on the back. I can say, you know what, and God already affirmed that we good. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you working with these people behind the scenes, man, clearly identify what is it that you need. Because you hired me for a reason. What is it that you need? What are we doing? And along with a lot of things that Evan and I shared today, providing an experience for your clients, say it's being okay to say no, documenting the process, get your social proof, plan 60 days out, do all of these things, you all. This is what really goes on behind the scenes, right? It's not just, everything is not bad. There are a lot of wins. Clearly, if you're seeing the results of what these people are doing and what they're achieving, then it's a lot of wins behind the scenes. But there are going to be some things, there are going to be some stumbling blocks, there are going to be some things you're going to have to deal with, some things you're going to have to push through. But listen, if you are meant and if you are called to whatever the assignment that is, God's going to give you the grace. He's going to give you the grace. Don't give up too soon. Don't give up prematurely. But when it's time for you to go, and then it's time for you to go. If it's time for you to stay, then you stay. But make sure you do every single thing with grace. Document the process. Get your social proof. So when it's time for you to bring more clients in, or when it's time for you to help other people, where you're doing a coaching program, you releasing a course, you doing any of these things, you can say, look, this is how I'm an expert. This is how I position myself as an expert, as an authority, because this is what I've gotten. These are the results that I've gotten. Because people want to see, they don't care what you do. They just want to know how it benefits them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if I'm sitting, it does nothing for the people on this live for me to tell you guys, yeah, I got $1 million in client, I generated $1 million in client revenue this year based on the branding, marketing, and the course framework that I put in place for some of my clients. That does nothing for you all. You want to know, okay, how does that benefit me though?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the way somebody's telling me that, I'm like, yeah, that means I don't care anything about you making $1 million this year. But what that do for me though? How's that gonna help me? And then you identify what are these benefits. And then you tell these people these benefits. You release that through content. You release that through your course. You release that through testimonies. You release that through your discovery calls or your coaching calls, or whatever those things are, because that's what people want to know. Then that's going to help you drive more results. I mean, along with people doing the work and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope this has been beneficial to you guys. Evan, do you have anything else that you want to add? Did anybody have any questions?
Yeah, while y'all queue those questions up, I'll just add this small thing. Get the knowledge you need, because you can have the best opportunity and still not have the right amount of knowledge, and it's your responsibility. I think that in business is one of the only areas that people dive into blindly and choose to figure it out as they go. Now, some things you will learn as you go. That's a part of the process. But a lot of things that we deal with as business owners, as small business owners, as service or product based, we could circumvent if we pursued knowledge just as much as we pursued our branding and our marketing and all that kind of stuff like that. So I said that to say, in school, you had a teacher. At church, you have a preacher. At work, you got a boss. And in business, you need a coach or mentor or a strategist of some kind, because you can't see it all. You don't know how to do it all. Somebody somewhere has gone before you to make the crooked way straight and get what you need, so you don't have to be a fool and lose money. Because you don't want to be the fool that loses in 2022 because you didn't have the knowledge you needed to win in 2022.
Oh, that's so good. Say that again. Say it a little louder.
You don't want to be the fool that loses in 2022 because you didn't get the knowledge that you needed to win in 2022. Because a win for your clients is also a win for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's golden right there. That's gold. A win for your clients is also a win for you.
It's also a win for you.
Because when they win, everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
Because at the end of the day, they're not winning by themselves.
No.
It's because of what you've done. It's because of your expertise. It's because of your knowledge. It's because of your wisdom. It's because of your sacrifices. It's because that's the reason why they're winning. You got to think about when you see a TV show, right? Let's say, for instance, you're watching a TV show, you're watching a movie. You see the actors and the actresses, you see them portraying the main characters, you see all of that, but somebody had to write that script. Somebody had to write that storyline. Somebody had to put clothes on them. Somebody had to do the wardrobe. Somebody had to do hair and makeup. Somebody had to charge the batteries to the mics that they're using. Somebody had to be rotating the camera. Somebody had to be doing yelling cut. Somebody had to be doing all of those things. So yeah, it's the people that you see up front, but it's the people that's behind the scenes. Now, if it wasn't for the people that's behind the scenes, the people that you see up front would not be winning. So that's what really goes on behind the scenes. Work, putting in work, that knowledge, that all of those things, what you implemented. So don't ever think, I know I've dealt with this in the past. I'm dealing with it now. I'm coming out of it now. But don't ever think what God has put on the inside of you to serve and help other people is not what you're supposed to be doing, and it's not good, and it's not valuable. It is valuable. Don't let nobody tell you it's not valuable. Even if people don't verbalize it, even if they show it, don't believe it. Because you got to think, like, Evans worked with several types of people. I worked with several types of people. I didn't do the event this year, but I did the event in 2019. I worked a big entertainment event. And I was so good at what I did. They said, no, we need you in LA. And not only do we need you in LA, we need you on the team. Be so good that people can't stand it.
And you know it's big when she say event. I worked an event. She didn't give a name. She said an event.
Sometimes you don't have to, because sometimes you don't got a name drop. See, everybody think you got to use their name to get ahead. You don't.
Listen, I stalked her social media all the time. I already know what event she's talking about. I remember when she was there because I said, damn, Chastity, you in that room?
No, you don't always got a name drop. See, the thing with me is I don't have to use anybody's name because I got the results.
That's it. It's the same thing with you. Pop your shit.
No, for real. You just gotta be a little confident. Like, I don't have to name drop nobody's name.
I don't.
Nobody even have to know I work with you, but they're gonna these results. When you see that, know that's me. I've said it before and I'm standing on it. When you see that, know that's me. And I mean that. So I hope whomever is listening that they take that back to the powers to be, that you screenshot, you record or whatever. Yeah, when you see that, know that's me. Facts.
I love that.
That's what we got. So thank you guys so much. I'm probably not going to save this live because it was so good. I really feel
just
like
save
Evan
it and put it on your private YouTube channel.
Yeah, I feel like Evan and I can take this and we can create some content from this. So, you know, we may drop it here and there. Who knows? But
yeah, save a little bit because, you know, I don't remember all the stuff that I'll be saying. So I want to go take my notes. So,
yeah, I got you. I got you. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you, Chanel. She said this is a good live. Thank you so much. There's going to be more stuff coming from Evan and I separately and collectively.
Bang, bang.
So stay tuned, you guys. I think I'm going to maybe do a live every Wednesday. I'm probably going to have different people that's going to come on. We're going to talk about different things because it's time. A lot of people said that they want to hear me more. I'm telling y'all, I'm introducing y'all to Evan. If you don't know him, if you follow me, and Evan is super, 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 super dope. And so I already told him I need his voice more. So with that being said, I'm making him talk. Like, we just don't want to see that pretty smile and them teeth, Evan. We want to see you talking. Okay. Thank you, Miss Jazzy. Thank you, A Mincy. Thank you. Awesome stuff. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I assume nobody had any questions, so we will dip out. So I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Evan gonna see y'all on his next point reel.
Because I'm pointing my little life away.
Point your life away. Okay. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.
Hey.